that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Welcome back again on this series of the Business Portal for this segment on Trends Analysis. This is your host, Lottie Casino. Last week, we had our guests from the Printing Industry Association of the Philippines who are celebrating their 50th anniversary this year in 2013. And with us again to follow through what are the current events that's taking place, we have once again our guests from that industry association, none other than the secretary himself, Mr. Enrique Tansapec, or Rick, and with him is the director of PIAP, or the Printing Industry Association, and also the president of Saiben Carl Printing Corporation, none other than Ruben Alvarez Banag. Welcome to our show, gentlemen. Real quick, Mr. Ruben, what is your role as a PF director as far as this event is concerned?
Well, as far as this event is concerned, I ensure my ubiquitous presence in all of the activities.
Okay.
That is giving moral support to everybody to ensure that we are able to accomplish our goal.
Right. We understand you have 3 events.
Yes.
Triad event.
Yeah, it is called Triad.
Okay. What are these events, if we may ask?
One is the printing. It is the printing exhibition itself.
Okay.
And then the second is the convention, and the third, and the highlight of it all, is the celebration of the 50th or the golden anniversary of our organization.
Okay, in terms of the exhibit, how many exhibitors have participated in this convention of yours?
The number of exhibitors, there are about 120. It could be more.
All right, all right. And the main highlight of your convention, what would that be?
Main highlight of the convention, of course, is the guest speaker, who is no less than Josiah Go, and of course the purpose for which the convention is held. We are gathering almost all, at least majority of the participants are printers themselves from all over the Philippines.
Okay. Just a quick backgrounder, how many members do you have in the Printing Industry Association?
By the time I joined the organization, that was over a decade ago, we were more than 600. Now I think it has been reduced to about 400. And the only reason why it has been reduced to 400 is because some of the members inadvertently paid their dues. That is the only reason.
All right, all right.
And so when they neglect, inadvertently forget to pay their dues, automatically they are considered non-member.
Right. But right now, can they participate even though they're...
Oh yes, they can participate.
Okay.
And in fact, even non-members, they can participate by gracing the activities with their presence.
Okay.
All are welcome.
And what would be the, aside from those events on the program, what other things would the participants or the delegates expect from your convention on this 50th anniversary?
As we said,
who are your main guest speaker from the industry or from the
At the opening of the exhibit, no less than Undersecretary Sani Coloma.
Okay.
And additionally, we would be having the mayor of Pasay, Mayor Calixto. Those are the opening, the guest for the opening and at the closing.
And then you have other guests aside from Mr. Go, Josiah Go. Who are your other guests?
Other guests
for the speakers, guest speakers for that event. You have Teresa, is it? And then the one from SGV from Meralco. What are the topics you're going to cover?
Yes. Meralco, of course, will be talking about power, energy, and from SGB they will be talking about everything related to the printing industry, about taxation, and things that would help the business interest of the members.
Okay. So you're not really only concentrating only on the printing per se. I mean, like you have guests from Meralco,
Yes.
And what they're going to coach with you in some or give you tips on how to reduce energy, because as far as your industry is concerned, you're one of the bigger consumers of energy.
Well, definitely, because without Meralco, I doubt if we would be able to achieve the volume, the amount of business that we are doing right now.
Yeah.
Energy is vital to the printing industry.
Right, right. From my limited knowledge about running a printing press, and I guess Mr. Banag, you are the president of Cybercard.
Yes.
The setup time of running a press, normally it takes a few minutes or a few hours before you can really run the mill and take out whatever you got.
A few hours, I'd say.
A few hours.
Yes.
So that time you're already consuming
Energy,
without
yes.
even really on the production
Yes,
run.
yes, yes.
And then does it take some kind of trial and error basis before you can let go of it?
Yes, of course.
I see. And with this that was going to be shared to you by Meralco, will give you some tips on how to best optimize the consumption of electricity, I suppose.
Right. And other members, those who would be attending this convention, would have the opportunity to ask other related questions.
Okay. Yeah, of course. So it's going to be an open forum.
Yes.
That'll be a very interesting event. Rick, since last week we talked about the thing between traditional printing and digital printing, and with this thing, with the introduction, would you have a guest speaker from Meralco? How does that impact digital printing? If you would have an idea, do they have the same concern as traditional printers?
Of course.
They do also.
Of course, because in a holistic view, the power plays a very important role in the business of printing.
Right, but when you talk about digital printing, are they more fuel efficient, so to speak, or energy efficient?
Well,
I mean, compared to the traditional printing.
it is not run by fuel.
Of course,
in the digital printing, mostly I would say is run by electricity.
Right.
And then you have ink.
Correct.
But that's some other thing, it's chemical.
Right.
But in the offset printing, you have big motors running every press, especially if they are big ones.
Yes.
In the digital printing, you have lesser motors.
Okay, so
mostly are computer-driven machines, and it's more electronics than electric.
But okay, with the surge of digital printing, would you think that the traditional printing like offset would someday turn to be gone and eventually it will be digital printing, or we can never do away with what you're saying, the real mechanical printing or offset printing?
I doubt if offset printing will really be gone totally.
I see.
But it might be
why
reduced.
So? Why not?
Because when you talk about volume, let's
nothing
say,
can match them.
Yeah, if you talk about, say, a volume of 5,000, 10,000 pieces of printed material, it's still the offset printing that will be.
Oh, really?
Yes, more ideal.
When I was thinking about volume, I thought even 5,000 could be accommodated with digital printing, but we talk about volumes like hundreds of thousands of pages of copies.
Of course.
For sure.
The more. When you go up by volume, then the offset printing is still the preferred one.
King, right.
It's more economical to do.
Still.
Yes. But on the digital printing, you can go as much as 5,000, 10,000.
Right.
But the speed right now that is available for the digital printing is that it's not comparable to the speed of the offset printing.
Okay.
See, so you have a disadvantage there.
Right. In terms of consumption of paper, which is based from trees and forest, is your technology also eco-friendly? I mean, does it use recyclable paper? Is the quality of that recyclable paper good?
Yes. Right now, we have both. The one that is what we call green, which is eco-friendly, and the other one is the traditional one.
Okay.
But right now, I think countries like United States and European countries, they give a lot of attention to this particular eco-friendly factor, and it's coming to the Asian countries, not only to the Philippines.
The entire Asia.
Yes,
I see.
yes.
I see. So everybody's taking that initiative to use green technology, which particularly means using recycled material.
Correct.
The grain of those paper, the fibers of those paper, do they matter in terms of the press?
Of course. Of
Okay.
course, it does play a very big factor.
Right.
Because from one kind of wood or the fibers, it will produce a different effect on the paper that we are using.
Okay.
But one thing unique about digital printing right now is it's more flexible. It can print on a lot of paper or substrate, as we call it, or media
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the new term that we are using now.
Okay.
You can print on glossy material. You can print on even plastic material, and you can even print directly on wood and on flat surfaces like glass, like even tiles for the construction industry. So all of these things can be done, and you can print on fabrics, textile. All of these things can now be done on digital printing.
I see.
So in the offset printing, it's not so. It's a little bit
Right,
choosy on the kind of
right.
material. Mostly you print on paper.
Okay, that's interesting to hear, to know, considering what we are being accustomed from traditional is everything is printed on paper.
Right.
But with this new technology, it can be practically on any medium.
Almost on anything.
Yeah, that's why we see a lot of billboards running
Yes.
on trucks, on cars,
Right.
on trains.
Yes.
And they use different kind of materials.
Yes. Adhesives.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Stickers.
Right, right. Okay, going back to the event, Ruben, you have, aside from the speakers that you have lined up for this event, I understand that you're also launching your hymn. What is the significance of that hymn, being your 50th anniversary?
Okay, significance of the hymn.
Yeah,
For the first 50 years, PIAP never had a hymn.
all right.
Okay, without a hymn, it is like a country without a national anthem. So you can imagine the Philippines without the national or pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. In fact, as I was telling you earlier, even the armed forces of the Philippines did not have an armed forces of the Philippines hymn. But in collaboration with Ryan Cayabyab, I wrote the lyric, and Ryan Cayabyab blended it with the music. And so now, the armed forces of the Philippines has what it called Marcha ng Kawal ng Pilipino.
And
Now,
you composed
I
that?
composed the lyric. Ryan Cayabyab composed the music.
The music, right.
So when it was blended, then we had an Armed Forces of the Philippines hymn. Now, as far as PIAP is concerned, we, for the first time, is introducing a hymn. It is like the soul, a soul of an entity. An entity without a soul is breathless, it is lifeless. But with the infusion of a soul, then it is brought to life. A life is infused in it. It is energized, and so I'd like to believe that it is only appropriate.
What is the effect of having a hymn in an association or an organization like PIAP or the Armed Forces? Does that have a direct impact to the members?
I don't know if you were there when we launched the superheroes, but the first time it was heard by a great number of the members, and they said, "Hey, that infuses life. It energized, and it is uplifting, and it feels good."
Right.
And
right.
everybody felt very positive about it.
Okay. You mentioned about the superheroes. Can we talk about the superheroes?
Oh, yes.
Who superheroes that you have here lined up?
Oh,
And what superheroes are we talking about here?
Talking about superheroes, the Filipinos have only one superhero, and that is Jose Rizal. Okay? But we have millions of heroes. We have millions of overseas contract workers that are spread all
sacrificing
over
their
the world,
lives,
and they are the one that is propping up the economy. They are infusing billions of dollars, and that is what makes our economy vibrant. Likewise, we call our exhibitors. They are our partners, and they are also our superheroes because they help us. You can imagine and exhibition without exhibitors. You may be able to generate a lot of interested people, but without anything to see, what is that exhibition for?
Aside from Jose Rizal, who do you have other heroes? Rick, do you have any other